Hello, everyone. Welcome to this live session. We are still letting people in, so we're going to wait just a few minutes. And in the meantime, let's play some music.
Step into the future, get ready to ignite. Customly's the engine, taking you to new heights. Personalization power, the best you've ever seen. We're rocking the e-commerce scene, living the dream. No limits, no borders, creativity unleashed. From names to crosswords, your products find their niche. Customily's the best, we're leading the race. No app can match us, we're setting the pace. Features so many, we're ahead of the game. With support that's legendary, remember the name. Previews, we've got your back. Dynamic designs, there's nothing we lack. From tees to mugs, from frames to tees, Customily's the partner your store really needs. Innovation's our motto, your growth is our goal. With tools so advanced, we're in total control. Customily's the best, we're leading the race. No app can match us, we're setting the pace. Features so many, we're ahead of the game. With support that's legendary, remember the name. So if you're chasing sales and aiming for the sky, join the Customily family, it's time to amplify. We'll take you higher, set your brand apart. With endless options, we're the e-commerce heart. Customily's the best, we're leading the race. No app can match us, we're setting the pace. Features so many, we're ahead of the game. With support that's legendary, remember the name. Customily, the top of the charts. Transforming every product, winning customers' hearts. With rock vibes and passion, we'll always be true. Customily's the app made just for you.
Okay, everyone, welcome to this very special live session. Almost a classic right now. A tradition to have this live session on January, especially for Valentine's Day, right before we launch the new season. We always have this quick beginning of the year encounter because we want you to get the best ideas and kick it off with Valentine's Day. Try to win this first big sales date of the year. And so we prepared this live session for you, and we're going to get started right away. Also, of course, having a chance to do a Q&A at the end. So to get started, let me introduce you to the team today. We will have Cecilia on the chat, always answering questions, sharing links. Together with me on stage, we will have Josefina sharing all the best tips and the ideas for this Valentine's Day. And I'm going to be your host. So today's agenda will be as follows. First of all, you need to understand why is this a key date, why it's so important Valentine's Day, and why we prepare this special live session for you. We're going to give you some basic tips for your store, right? So you get started with this sales season that is kicking off on Valentine's Day in February, and also cover some Valentine's niches and the best-selling products, of course, as well as the top designs. We'll create two products, not just one. We're going to create two products. We're going to create Actually, these are going to be custom products. So when it comes to Valentine's Day, I'm pretty sure you all have great ideas, and you can better know what's trending on the products area. But we always like to give you some interesting ideas, feasible products, of course, right? Like we did last year with scented candles. We're going to give you two new products today that I'm pretty sure you can find providers and get really creative on the design part as well. And save your questions for later because we will have a Q&A space. Whatever questions we may not answer along the presentation, we're going to cover that at the end. So to get started, why is this such an important day? Why is this a key date, Valentine's Day? So after the holidays, or once the holiday season slows down, it's time for you, to regroup and to finish off your last shippings. Is the moment when the buyers actively look for meaningful emotional gifts rather than generic products, right? So after the holidays are over, Valentine's is what we start to think about, right? So what am I going to give to my significant other or to share with friends? We have new trendings now for Valentine's Day that are celebrating all over the world. So people start thinking about that, right? Valentine's Day actually generates over $25 billion in annual spending globally. So, well, this is something to keep in mind. So gifting, it's the main driver. And personalized gifts will convert 2 or 3 times more than non-personalized products during this Valentine's campaign. Of course, that's very important. And personalizing a gift for Valentine's Day is pretty much essential. So keep in mind that shoppers will typically purchase 2 or 3 weeks before February 14. So rewarding stores definitely will be those that launch early. Finally, keep in mind that shoppers will actively search for products with names, dates, photos, messages, anything that will make the final product feel unique and special. So keep that in mind when putting together your design. Also, to get started on the tips for the store, we put together with marketing team put together this interesting hot points to keep in mind. Definitely, it's a time of the year in which we are revamping our store, probably taking the chance to revisit some themes and designs. So it's very interesting to focus on Valentine's Day to test out these new ideas. First of all, I would recommend setting emotions, right? Not products. Products, well, it's what you need basically, right? So you need a mouse, so you want. You're missing a canvas on your wall, so you pretty much go with some sort of idea of what you're looking for. But we need to actually connect with the buyer. So setting emotions is the most important. And on Valentine's Day, shoppers will be it will not be comparing prices, but actually they will be trying to see what will transmit better what they're feeling. Correct? So material prices, you can actually get competitive there, but when you're transmitting something, that message is the most powerful thing and what the shoppers are looking for. So your product pages, your ads, your descriptions should focus on what the gift represents: love, memories, connection, friendship. That's what you actually need to transmit on your product. Personalization will help you turn a simple item into a meaningful story. So remember the key elements of your designs: names, dates, messages. This will definitely make the gift feel intentionally heartfelt. It will be dedicated to that particular someone. So that's exactly what Valentine's buyers are looking for. And try to make the personalization fast and effortless. So when it comes to designing your the flow of the customization, keep in mind that the biggest mistakes merchants make during Valentine's season is offering personalization that feels complicated or slow. For example, in 2025, shoppers will expect few customization fields, clear instructions, and instant visual feedback. Of course, Customily provides the last one for sure, but keep in mind the other two. Clear instructions. Remember, the option set of Customily allows you to give to modify the labels, to add help text, to be clear on the button. There's going to be a correlation between every single button in your page, so people should know where to click, for example. So keeping that in mind is very important to make the customization fields clear, fast, without any kind of confusion in the process, right? Live previews definitely will remove the friction and the hesitation when the customer sees the personalization design updating in real life, real time. Definitely that will convert and will gain trust to and confidence to what they are customizing and ready to go. And this is especially important when you're actually accessing stores through mobile, right? So when you are in a hurry or you have very little time and you're resting at home and you don't have your computer, accessing through mobile on those last minute purchases definitely will make a difference. And so I'm not the one constantly talking. Let's bring Josefina to stage.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us today into this special live session talking about Valentine's Day. So, keeping up with the tips for your store and highlighting the real preview everywhere is super important. What do I mean about this topic is that don't hide the personalizations behind a form or by the customers only seeing the final personalized product when they get it at their home. It's really important to use a real personalized preview, for example, on your product page. In the banners of your homepage, for example, or in the images that you can use for email marketing campaigns or your ads or social media posts. If you show this actual, for example, actual names that that your shoppers will personalize, or photos and stuff like that in your products, really helps your customers understand the value of the personalizations. As you know, as many of you know, probably Customly can make that easy for you by displaying the dynamic reviews that really felt real, that really shows the product in a real live image that your customers can see them and go like, oh my god, I can have that mug, and that could be me with my personalized mug, for example.
Yeah, but definitely what Josefina says is very important. Instead of putting something that name one and name two, or your message here, or your names here, actually use real names. Yeah, even if it's your own name and in your
Yeah,
partner's name, it's always important to see an actual product, like any customer would purchase.
totally. And going with that theme also, one of the most designs that perform best around these seasons, it's the ones that are not overloaded. What do we mean with that? That maybe they have a more clean, emotional, um, easy to see and read designs. For example, some that have one or two personalized fields, or that if they're only text that the customers can personalize, some font that really looks like romantic or timeless, maybe using colors that are more pastels for soft pink, or for example red and stuff like that, the most colors used in Valentine's Day. And also maybe there's a personalizations that you can use with a picture that your customers can upload in companion with a short message, or that the customer can put in the product that it's super meaningful for them. The easiest the customize is the more likely the shoppers that are to complete the order and really get your products through this season to give them to their loved ones and stuff like that.
Yes, definitely. Keeping it simple will be a good advice for Valentine's Day. And definitely another thing to keep in mind is that when you're going to be creating your designs, your products, you're also going to be creating ads and creating certain urgency. But unlike other cases or campaigns in which you create urgency with discounts, in this case, discounts are not the strongest driver for Valentine's Day. So try not to go in that direction. Instead, go just for the urgency. For example, focusing messages on the shipping cutoffs. So actually, if things get earlier to the destination, limited time personalization. So certain products that will disappear in a few days, or just like made just for them language. Those kind of things that unique quote or offering the chance to customize a certain part of a product is very powerful. So maybe tailoring particular offers based on your niche and your visitors, but try not to go for the discounts in this particular time of the year and for this particular Valentine's Day occasion. It's more, it's better to offer something that will get fast, early, and very easy to personalize with a clear design than to just be like something off, right? And if you combine actually this with the live preview difference, definitely that urgency of seeing that already generated, ready to be purchased, definitely will encourage a faster decision and, of course, converting faster and bigger. Also, we recommend you prepare early and you try to automate your flow. So Valentine's traffic actually comes fast and peaks hard. So merchants, those that prepare to win and definitely prepare early, will the ones to win. So make sure that your store is ready by testing the personalization flows in advance. Keep in mind that Customily can work on draft products or even with a store closed for public. You can still test on your front end every single personalization. So keep that in mind to make sure everything works before you launch a product. Ensure that the previews work smoothly on mobile. Also, keep an eye on the way Customily performs on mobile. You know you have certain preview settings for desktop and others for mobile. So play around with that. Maybe a specific type of customization view that you have for desktop is not the best for mobile. So with that in mind, test both devices for the best experience and try to automate the order processing to avoid mistakes. In case you are working with print on demand providers, try to take advantage of our API connection to make sure that once a printing file is ready, it will be pushed directly to the POD. So you can avoid manual processes along the way, right? And just get stuff all the way to the end of the line so you can do the final approval without doing any other steps. So keep that in mind. Those automations really will save you if you are definitely driving a lot of traffic and processing a lot of sales. So try using a personalization solution that integrates seamless with your e-commerce stack allows you to scale without stress when the order is spiked. So as long as Customily can always be there for your customers and every single order gets queued to be processed, you will have everything there waiting for you on the back end of your e-commerce. Whatever you can automate for fulfillment processes will definitely save you lots of time. But when it comes to rendering the final file and post-producing, you can trust Customily to deliver a final ready-to-print file.
So one thing that is for sure is that Valentine's Day, it's not only for like couples and romantic memories and everything. It's a very collection of some specific niche that are that they have different like motivations, or that that you can like maybe different opportunities that you can really explode in your store for the products that you create. For example, of course, they are the couples ones that these are maybe gifts that looks for more emotional and meaningful messages with, like, for example, names or important dates, or maybe the song that a couple dance in their marriage, in stuff like that. Then, for example, we have also friends that they will love to give gifts for each other's in Valentine's Day. Maybe these type of gifts are more usually with a playful like tone, and maybe less traditional that maybe the couples will do. Also, we can have family gifts that they are focused more in sharing memories with emotional connection. For example, if a couple really started to be a family of three right now and stuff like that, to remember those beautiful moments in lives. Also, that's one of my favorites, if you ask me, the ones that are for pets and like dog, cats, any type of animal lover. These ones, it's all the time continue to grow every year, for real. And they perform really cute and extremely well on Valentine's Day, because you can make really fun, like, for example, uh, t-shirts or cards and stuff like that, memorizing this the beautiful of that an animal can have in someone, for example, in your day-to-day basis. And then we also have some gifts that are more of like self-care niche. For example, these are perfect for personal gifts with more positive and emotional messages to encourage, like, loving yourself and getting to know yourself more in this type of dates, for example, and stuff like that. And last but not least, also always they are the anti-love ones, that this is for people that want to like participate in the system, we can say it like that, but do it with a really humorous and personality way that make people laugh and make themselves laugh. I hope.
Yeah, keep an eye on that, because actually new and new different namings and like side or spin-offs of Valentine's Day are created every year. Well, the anti-love for the friends niche, there's the Happy Galentine's Day, when friends get together, the gals go out, and I'm pretty sure there are more that I'm missing out. But actually,
The
because
official
those,
single day is also around the corner for this type
yeah,
of groups, for example.
but it's very important to keep an eye on the way those different small niches or spin-offs are named, because those names means searches. So later on, if you're into something that is a particular spin-off of Valentine's Day, like I'm looking for something anti-love or something like Valentine's, those tags will direct traffic to you. So learning those new words that I really don't know, but those who are exploring this will definitely keep an eye on the new vocabulary and the new ways to. It's an ever expanding universe, Valentine's Day, because it transcends the actual celebration itself to brand new ideas like the pets, for example. So yeah, that's something really interesting to explore on the niches area.
Yeah, the important about this date is like it's not just about romance, it's more about connections with people that you love and really appreciate in your life.
Definitely.
Yeah. Then, if we look more in the product theme for this beautiful season, during Valentine's Days, there are some clear winners that really stand out. Every year, every time, we also have the first winner that is truly personalized, truly leads in precise value. It's a really emotional gift. The customers are really willing to pay if they can personalize like an engraving name or date or a special message in the jewel box, for example, for the people that they love, and for um, and commemorate a really beautiful moment or propose some new beautiful moments in life that a couple could have in these special days. Also, acrylics products perform extremely well because they are really high in visuals. This means that if you put a photo or some maps, could be a street map or a star map or some maybe modern designs, they immediately can communicate the value, because the final results with this type of products are truly amazing, because it's a really cute way to for someone to really show and stand out some beautiful moments that they can have with themselves, with their couples, and stuff like that for this system. Then we have journals that this one works because they feel intimate and really personal. They are not just products, they are something that really can go through times, uh, because customers can use them to tell stories, document different memories, write something super meaningful for them or for the special one, and really can go through in the way that we said that really can go through time is because maybe a year later on the next Valentine's Day, they can look back into that first product that they got and see all the memories that they could have together, or what they look, and or what was their time 1 year behind for that type of gifts. Moving forward, the one that it's always stand out in this seasons and every time are canvas. These are also a classic because they can fit any home, any room, or workspace, whatever that you can think. This can be shown. This can be put right there in a desk or in a family dinner table and stuff like that. It's super easy to customs, to understand this as a gift, or it's a really simple way to display beautiful designs that you create for them to have in their homes. Last but not least, we also have t-shirts that perform really well in the different niches that we show you. For example, for the pets lovers or friends, of course, the anti-lovers as the example that we show it, because they can be really fun, really expressive, and great for like, we can say an impulse buy, because the customer can see the, oh my god, this is super funny, my best friend will love it. They personalized in a simple way and get it them in time perfectly to give them to their friends. And finally, let's never forget another classic that are mugs. Um, because this is really versatile product, and this is another product that can go through times, because this is a product that the customers that they buy it or the person that they get the gift from can use it in the daily basis. um, this can have a really emotional impact because they're perfect for photos, messages, or playful design. For example, the clip art and stuff like that, that they can last for a really long time for the couple and the people that receive it. And it's a really good way to every day or every time that they use the mug, remember that special moment that really means something beautiful. And some design ideas for your products, um, they convert significantly better uh, if their shoppers can see them right here, as we told you, in real time how they will end. The visuals confirms like the for their customers reduce hesitations, it will increase trust and stuff like that, that it's really important your store and get your get your store know in with a lot of people, right? Um, First of all, there are classic and personalized gifts with only text. This can have short messages or maybe letters with like a monogram style and stuff like that. Dedications that go they can go through times. These ones continue to perform really well because they really like mean something super special for the loved ones. Then you can also combine a simple illustration with the text. This can be, for example, also using names and dates, or maybe remember a special place for the people that will have the gift display in their home and stuff like that. This could be really personal and beautiful for them to like let them friends see it when they get to their home and everything. Last but not least, for this type of designs related with text, you can also combine photos with text. Um, this one you can play with different styles, like for example, that one that we are showing here in the presentation, that it's with black and white filters, or maybe use some watercolor filters for the picture to create a really beautiful atmosphere for the frame to be displayed in their homes.
Yeah, remember we mentioned at the beginning being keeping it simple when it comes to the kind of customization. So very clear what you can input, what you can do. If you can, I mean, even if you have 12 images, but at least you know there's a clear structure, what you need to do, where to put the name, how it looks. These are mockups generated out of products that we created with Customily, and we use our mockup generator just to give them some perspective um, and lifestyle decoration. But it's very clear, especially if you have a real example with real names and real photos, just how it ends, how it has to be finished. So keeping it simple is the best way to go. Or if you want to get it a bit more creative, you can still be very simple on the steps to follow with the customers.
Yeah, totally. The important thing is to make it meaningful for this type of designs are present in this system. Then, if you want to be a little bit more creative, but also keeping it simple and really beautiful, there are some personalized media players where the customers can add, for example, a picture of a special moment that they have with their names and also their favorite songs. That these songs can this type of product can really recreate a wow effect and really have a meaningful messages because it could be for example, as I already say, the first song that they dance as a marriage couple, or the songs that reminds them of their first date, or stuff like that, or songs that make them think about each other. I don't know. There's a lot of ways that you can really make it meaningful about music. Then there's also customizable maps with text, as we said, either it's a street map or a star map. This kind of personalizations always work perfectly with loved ones because it can be like, for example, the exact place where they got married or their first date, or if they just bought a home, where their home is, and stuff like that, that can really also go through time and remember really beautiful memories for everyone. And last but not least, there's also the option that you can make a clip art with text, that this is maybe a little more relaxing type of designs that you can do, more playful, because this allows your customers to recreate themselves with this type of clip art with their loved ones or friends or family, whatever that you want to put out in the designs in a very fun and relatable way that you can see, oh my God, this is literally us. And it can really let your customers have fun creating these products and thinking how their people are really gonna love this. Um, the important behind about all these products is like to sell uh, stories and to sell meaningful memories for everyone. Sure.
Just like that, exactly.
Yeah, and if you want to get more inspired or want to see different ideas that we have, we prepare a series of blogs that Cecilia we're going to share with you in the chat, where you can have really different topics about this beautiful season that really can help you because we have time. That's why we prepare this class to get your store 100% ready to really explode and expand your sales, your conversions, and everything in this season. And also, if you want to see, for example, different type of products that we don't show you today, or to get to know if there are other designs or other ways to use Customly and all that stuff, you can also visit our official demo store that we have right there. Whole page that it's only for Valentine's Day related products that you can have frames, I don't know, mugs, maybe uh, something that is engraved or whatever that you can think. You can try it right there and see that if it works to get it on store ready.
Yes, definitely. Our demo store is a great way for you to see the full potential of Customily, get inspired, with ideas, and whatever you want to do after that, you can always reach out to us to see. Okay, I want to do this. How can we do it with Customily? Because it's always that's the order in which you need to do stuff. It's not just what Customily can do. Well, basically, it can do anything, but it's your ideas, your inspiration, and your creativity that will get us to think with you the best way to use Customly to get to that result. So, getting inspired in our demo store and following our blog articles is a great way to get inspired, and to take what we give you and make it even better. And on that line, that's why we prepare a couple of tutorials for you. These two products we picked for you, we actually designed for you. First of all, once we upload our live session on YouTube, you will find the files for these designs available for you, ready to go. So you're going to be able to replicate this, and of course to make it way better. But to give you some ideas, these two products are a custom name necklace with a name bar, and a fridge magnet. Two products that can easily be fulfilled, can be acquired and customized. So we try to think about things that, let's say you cannot find this on a print-on-demand provider, for example, but you can still get a provider for this. So they're not completely out of scope or crazy products. These are products that can actually be found, be produced, and be customized, be engraved or be printed out and be assembled together. So, with that line of thought, we figured it would be a great idea to explore these two products, and of course trigger your your ideas for tomorrow, basically, or tonight. So, to get started on creating these two products, let me share my screen. I think I need to, yeah, share that in there. So I multiply, no worries. Okay, so first of all, we start with the concept that these products do not fulfill with any print-on-demand partner we currently connect to. Maybe they do. But we're trying to get to give you an example of what happens if it doesn't, right? So first of all, you already have your product in your store, right? You have been promoting this custom bar necklace, right? Maybe you provide a field in which customers can actually type the name, and then you're going to be creating this and sending over for engraving, or you do the engraving yourself, and you actually offer free materials, free types of gold: rose gold, white gold, and yellow gold, right? So basically that's your product. And the other product, like I told you, is the fridge magnet. So this is a simple version, right? Actually, this fridge magnet that I got inspired with is one that actually has multiple layers. So, for example, there's a base layer in black that actually holds the magnet itself, the magnet layer. Then there's or PVC or rubber frame, yeah, that actually can be personalized in color. We want to be able to change the color. And then there's a cutout or printed in, depends. It's a cutout part on the center, which with the custom picture, yeah. And we also have an inscription that it's fixed as "Love You," and also can provide a name. Depending on your magnet provider, maybe they can actually carve out or crop out the "Love You," the dark, the black part, for example, or maybe put actually another layer so it actually gets a bit 3D or has a certain volume. So I have seen this a lot, and it's really nice. They actually can be from rubber, from plastic, from wood. There's a lot of options, right? We tried someone that is something that is very simple, and you can change the color of the actual frame. So these are the two products we put together for you. We're going to show you how to create them using Customily and starting from scratch. Right, so this is your concept. I want to sell this. What do I need? Okay, well, what you need is very simple. You need, first of all, you need to know the basics of your printing product, right? So in this case, the custom bar necklace, this product will have a specific engraving area and in a particular set of fonts, or one font in this case. Right, so you need to gather that information first. So let's go into Customily. Let's say we're going to go for the custom necklace. So what you can do is you want to set up personalization for an existing product. You want to go to the product section because you're going to be creating this from scratch. In the usual case that you do your own fulfillment, or you have an existing listing on your store and you just want to use Customily to enhance that existing listing, which is very common when you have an ongoing campaign on that listing. You have reviews, you have a lot of things that you don't want to lose on new listings. You go to the product section at the center of the starting menu, or if you go to the store section, which is the same, you'll see the same link at the top. Everything related to the store will have the same 4 sections, and you can click on the products, or link products is the same. This will show you every single product that you have in your store, and it will, of course, order by last modify. It can also be ordered on other ways, but let's say we can even filter those not linked to Customily, at least to find the ones we're looking for. So these are my products in my store. I'm going to click this. Now remember that we can do this for Shopify stores, for Shop Plaza store, WooCommerce, and Etsy as well. So if I click on this, I open the product, and I can see that Customily tells me, all right, if you want to connect this, if you want to link this product to Customily, you need to be able to fill the 3 points. First point, having a product selected, done. Second point, being able to create a template and link that template. And the third point is to generate the options out of that template, which is usually automatic, but you see the 3 points because you can also modify each element. So let's start designing. Let's start fresh with a new template. This is going to be the custom bar necklace, right? So let me copy this, start designing. Right, so when you click this, it will open the design studio and will create a new template for you. All right, let's start by naming this as the live session, or let's just reduce this a bit, live session custom bar. Okay, so before we create the page, remember I told you need some specs from your manufacturer. The first one is, okay, what's my area of engraving, right? So how much can I engrave from my product? So basically your provider will tell you, you know what, you can actually engrave 4 centimeters by 8 millimeters. That's your engraving area. All right, so let's create a page in that particular aspect ratio and that printing size. Okay, so this is my printable area. The next question I will ask my supplier, my fulfillment, is what kind of file do you need for to fulfill, basically, right? Well, this is an engraving machine, so what I need is a and yeah, sorry, I'm checking my other versions just in case. What I need is an EPS file. I need a vector file that I can open in Illustrator or any similar design file, design software, or just my machine reads EPS, reads vector path, and so that's what I need. All right, so let's go in here and find the export format and switch it to whatever we need. Okay, so we ask our manufacturer what's the size of the printing file and what's the export format of the printing file and which color mode in case it's a vector format. And that's it. Now that we know what we need to supply to the customer, to the manufacturer, we're going to create our customizations. In this case, we're just going to be fulfilling a text box, right? It's a text element. So we're going to click on this to create the text element. It creates like this by default, which is a reduced but consistent shape. We can just click on when it says fit to canvas and make it bigger, as big as the actual printing. So we can actually fit anything, right? So your name here, right? Actually, your name here, correct? Now we can actually go to the character section and we can play around with the fonts. If we offer multiple font choices, that's one option. If we offer actually, we're going to offer a library of fonts. I recommend that, definitely. Recommend you create yourself a collection of fonts that you want to offer, right? So let's go for this. Right, and now we have a collection of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fonts. Yeah, we can even click on each one of these to preview the font. Correct. So let's arrange now. This looks pretty small. Yeah, it actually looks centered. And a nice thing about our product is our product actually prints on the left, the right side. So on Customily, what we can do when we are working on the character section, we can go to the horizontal alignment and put this to be on the right. Okay. Then what we can do is we can adjust the maximum sizes and the minimum size. Right now, this was created on 4 points, but to be honest, I think it can actually go bigger. Let's say we go for 13 points. Yeah. Actually, it stopped at 12.88. So if I actually do something in 13 points, I'm not that, yeah, I can go that big size, 13. Or actually we can control just how big can we go, right? Apparently we can go up to 18.54. I don't know if you want that big. Let's go 18. And that's it. And for the minimum size, this is very important. Sometimes we forget about the minimum size, but the minimum size control that people don't keep typing and typing and typing and get to a point in which no machine can actually print this. So we don't want to get to this point. Want to stop at, I don't know, your name here, here, please. I don't know, anything that will give us a glimpse of how small we can go. Maybe a long name you can test as much as you want. This right now is 13. What if we type here, I don't know, 10? You can click on this small icon, keep it clicked so you can see how small it goes when you go to 10. It's pretty small, yeah, but we can stay on 13. That will be a good an example. You see, for example, if I go for 13, I'm actually unable to type your name here. I need to go to 12 in order to fit one more character. Oh, wait, 12. Like that. Controlling maximum and minimum size is very important for any product. So keep in mind. I mean, people will maybe just type, shorter names. It will look like this. Maybe it's too big. Maybe you want this to be a bit smaller. Maybe instead of 18, we should keep it in 16, right? You see, a bit smaller, right? And we can double check our fonts just to make sure it looks nice. Printing satisfaction is not a font, a very friendly on the size. So yeah, I think we need to make it a bit smaller to look like this. All right, so keep it like this. We always test all fonts, and we're going to rename this, like type a name. That's it. So pretty much this is our printing engraving file, and we have all we need. We need the specifics of the size of printing, whatever we customize inside, and an export format. Now that we're finished, we click next at the lower part here. With nothing selected, we click next. And the second part of the template is actually putting this to preview nicely, right? So let's say we're going to put together a nice preview. We're going to use a background color. It can be white. In my particular store is all white, so we're going to keep that. Let's set a background color, and Customily creates a blank canvas in which you can do whatever you want and work out the best way to position your engraving object, your text input. What can we do on our second step, our preview step? What can we do? We see we have very little choices. We can set another background color or reset everything, or just add images. Let's add an image. Let's click on dynamic image. What images can we add? And this is the second part that you need to keep in mind for your product. If you're about to be personalizing this product and you want to offer this in Customily, not only you need the information for how it prints, what size and format, also you need mockups. You need empty, clean mockups of that product. Front view, clear, no customization mockup. That way you can position the actual customization from Customily on that mockup. Of course, if you have free variants, I recommend you have a mockup of each. So we actually have that, right? We're going to add image option, and we're going to go through this one. Yeah, we have our free mockups here, like that. Let me fit to canvas, so actually this goes bigger, like that. So you see my mockup. Actually, I have three mockups: the rose gold, the silver, and the yellow, right? And that's going to be my material color, for example. Yeah, this layer should be all the way down, okay? And you will see the name on the top. So what can we do with this? Basically, what can we do is we can resize this freely until it fits in a reasonable scale, whatever is going to be engraved. In fact, if we want to make this a bit more interesting, we can go to the transform section here, and we can skew this a bit so it slightly resembles the perspective effect this has. It doesn't have to be that amazing or whatever, but at least it will have a tilted perception. Finally, this looks pretty ugly because it's black. Our system, our printer engraver requires black as data, but not our preview. Our preview can change. So we can actually open the color section, and we can actually add colors to the preview that differ from the printing. That's very cool about Customily. So let me check this. We have rose gold, we have silver, and we have yellow. So let's go with the rose. You see, click here and just preview them. First option is going to be rose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify this by clicking on the thumbnail and try to find a nice, try to find a nice color for rose gold engraving. Maybe, I don't know, something like this. Yeah, looks nice. Apply. Then I go here and I click on the silver, pick the color, go for add another color option. The second color option will be gray, probably a gray like this, not that dark, but something around there. Excellent. Apply. The last one is the yellow. So let me go to yellow and let's add another color here. This adds great value to the final preview, so keep that in mind. Like that. Now, this is actually pretty dark. So let me see if I can find something less. All right, apply. Now, I'm going to show you later that I actually did this, but not just by using a solid color, but I actually used a gradient, which created a really cool effect because I was able to, flip around or play around with the angles, right? And then what I did was go for the white and apply a maybe a darker this. Oh wow, this was super. And then I grab this and then I pick a lighter effect. So it actually looks really amazing when you use a gradient. You can use gradient as well as you can use solid colors. Trust me, gradients looks really amazing, looks more realistic, looks something like this. Yeah, you see it has this effect. I'm going to stay with a solid for now, but only because of all right, yeah, I just flipped that back. I just for time purposes, I'm going to stay with solid. But remember, gradients look really amazing. Okay, so now we have a nice preview, and the print never actually changed it. So if I go next, and I finally ready for saving this, you see the print is always black, but our preview can actually change. So if I were to type this, yeah, and I can actually change the font, and I can actually change the color. If I change the color, I should definitely be able to change this as well, right? So we're good to go. All we need to do is save it and get the options created automatically.
As we go through this next step for the tutorial, we have a really interesting questions that Maureen sent us that says, what POD supplier is this product?
Well, to be honest, we didn't check our suppliers for particularly this engravings. I don't know which provider actually supports API orders for engraving. This is a product we picked. I mean, not randomly, but we picked without any particular provider itself. Remember, everything we offer here is royalty free. So it's an image that we get from a stock image. We just actually edit to show different colors. The original was yellow, and we transform the other colors as well. At the moment, I cannot tell you for a specific provider of this. The idea of the tutorial is that if you're not selling through a particular integrated provider in Customily, you can still use Customily. You just need to gather certain information about your product and your own supplier, like the pictures and the printing information, and you can create it together like we just did. In fact, this is ready. It's everything is connected, and if we just double check save the product, we can actually I don't even have to preview this on the store. I already have this open. Now anyone visiting my store, if they refresh, they get Customily to load right away. So I really don't know for sure if any of our partners provides this product. It would be really nice to explore this on your side. Keep in mind, this is a case scenario in which you are your own provider, basically. All right. So one small comment before we jump to the next example. Notice how we have our variants, but the variants don't seem to do anything. They don't change colors. They don't change the material, mainly because we haven't connected them yet. This type of name, font, color, and material. This is the option set. At any point, you can open the template or the options set and modify stuff live there, and it's just a minimum of a second downtime in which you refresh your options and everything is reconnected and refresh again. To give you an example, I have entered the option set and I can see my options. Type a name, then I see type a name font. I don't like this title, so I'm going to click this to locate the options and just say select font, right? And then I can select a color and material. But color and material, they should be tied together to the variants. How can we do that? Keep an eye on this. type a name color, basically the color selector of our color element, has a function. The function basically tells Customily what to do when someone clicks on that button. It tells you, okay, what I need to do is I need to change the color of this text, the text number 1. Yeah, and I'm going to change it text color 1, 2, and 3, depending what you pick. And the same goes with the material color. The material color here has a function that says you need to switch a dynamic image. Which one? Number 2. And I need to switch between option 1, option 2, option 3. Remember, this is one single object that contains multiple images. So remembering I have this function, text color 1, and this function, dynamic image 2, there's a secret in Customily in which you can connect to the variants of a product the same way. So after you finish connecting this, you see a section called product variants. If you open this, any variants that are native of that product will be displayed here, in this case, material. I can open this and I can actually see, wait, let me just, I can see this. I can see that I have my variants there, and apparently I can add functions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add functions, and I'm going to do exactly what I see on my options set. First function will be text color, and the ID will be number 1. That's what we saw here, text color number 1. Yeah, the order is the same, 1, 2, 3. So basically, if I have rose, white, gold, the same colors, 1, 2, 3. Try to keep it on the same order as your variants, so you avoid having to like remapping all numbers. The second function I can add as many functions as I want, is dynamic image number 2. Yeah, this is what you see here, dynamic image number 2. So now, by adding these two functions and making sure the numbers and the positions are correct, I have linked these two thumbnails, these two sample boxes, to the variants. So I no longer need these two options because I have them connected to my variants. And so customers don't need to repeat steps. It's like I pick rose gold, then I need to pick the color for the rose gold and the material for the rose gold. 3 times I need to pick the same material. That's pretty annoying. I need to be able to condensate this. Remember, keep it simple. Keep it simple for Valentine's Day. So remove the color selector, remove the material selector, and save it. And at the same time, of course, come to the product, linking here, and save it. And that's it. If you check your product again, you'll be able to see that you're missing 2 options, yeah? But if I type something, whenever I click white gold, I switch colors and images alike, just like this. We simplify this. People will definitely go for the material they want, and everything about the preview will change automatically. Of course, the fonts will also change, just like that. And so these are very quick tricks, but they are like essential to ensure a nice, smooth Customily transition. All right, let's go for the second product, right? We're going to go through a bit more, but Valentine's session always go a bit more because I want you to see both products. Now I'm going back to the products, and I can see I have this Valentine's Day custom fridge magnet with upload image. Of course, I already made a couple of things for this, so you will see some pre-made stuff. But the important thing here is to understand how we build this, and then you can pretty much replace one vector with another. Okay, so let's start designing. What I know about my provider, my fridge magnet providers, they can cut out whatever shape they want, but I do want to do something that is, let's go live session fridge magnet. Yeah, I want to be able to cut a 15 centimeters by 15 centimeters square with the rounded corners and everything, right? This, if I'm not mistaken, is 6 by 6 inches, right? All right, so let's create this page. How do we start? Well, we need to build up our magnet layer by layer. The first layer will be, of course, the background. So the cutting shape is actually a vector. really simple black vector, but we definitely want this to be a vector because we want this to be processed by a machine that cuts out the magnet. So if I have my own vector assets, I use the dynamic vector tool, right? So I can actually upload, let's fit to canvas, I can upload my vectors here. So I'm going to click add vector option, and I'm going to click on the black background. Yeah, that's it. Right, so this will cut out the magnet exactly as I want, with the rounded corners and everything perfect. Second thing, this is the black base. Second thing I want to add is the actual frame that it's also cut out, right? But it will be on top, and is the frame for that changes color, right? So I'm going to create another dynamic vector, and I'm going to fit to the canvas and add the vector option. The vector option that we're going to add is called the color detail. Color detail, you will see, has the frame, has the cut part for the picture, and has the love you kind of thing. Yeah, but we do need to change one thing because we want this to change colors. So we're going to go to the vector mode section with this is selected, and instead of full color, we're going to go for single color. Single color will ask you about colors. It starts with black, but you can add many colors or just pick a library. I'm going for the library, definitely. I'm going for print colors. Yeah, and now I have a lot of colors here. Yeah, and actually, whatever color I pick, my vector actually changes because vectors can change colors. Right? Excellent. Let's call this the frame color. So what are we missing here? What else we need for our customized fridge? We need the two names, and we need the picture upload. So let's go first with the picture upload. Let's click done to unselect. Picture will be picture, right? Customers will mostly have their own pictures as image format. So we will ask them to upload a JPEG or PNG. So we are going to click on image placeholder. Why placeholder? Why not dynamic? Because the placeholder is for shoppers to upload their photo. And then I'm going to just be sure to size this box to cover the window here. Yeah, and let's try with an image. Let me see what I have about the images here. I don't know if I have this here, but I recall it was called sample, if I'm mistaken. So no, it's not in here. It's one step behind. Sorry about this. Yeah, it was like right. So let me just go. To try to find this here, right? Okay, so people will upload this picture. It will look like this. We definitely want this frame to be fully covered. So among the image behavior options we have here with this object selected, we can open this and pick fill area. So it will fill everything. And we need to make sure this is between the black base and the frame. So we go this upload photo. We drag this as a sandwich between those two. And now it shapes up like this. Now I noticed something when I was putting together this is that the lab view actually transparents this. So you have two choices. You can actually extend the box enough to cover the whole letter, but actually there's a lot of information that gets like super hidden. Or you can put an extra item that I created, right, as another dynamic vector. I created another vector which is the color detail, which will basically turn this black. There you go. Text detail. Yeah, it looks like it's called like this. So it turns that black. So actually the lab view doesn't have that at all. So your actual upload photo can be reshaped again like this without any problem like that. Both ideas are great. Both ideas look nice. It's entirely your decision. We build this like this and you play around, right? So basically you can hide this at any point. I recommend you cover the whole letters like this, okay? Finally, text elements. Let's create one text box for the name on the left, another one with the name on the right. Let's scroll this down. Remember what we did? We were able to go to characters and we move this to the right, yeah? And definitely we need to do the same for the left. Let me quickly see what I had this set. I think this is the same font called Lobster. Yeah, 1.334, right. So this is me saving some time on testing fonts. I'm going to call this the Lobster. Yeah, and by default this will be, yeah, 30 and 20. 20 looks like this, too small, right? 25. Looks better. All right, so this is name number one. And I can just use my keyboard to copy paste using Control-C or Command-C and pasting, yeah? It will generate another text. The text I can quickly align this, you know, if I want to just grab these two and try to use my alignment tools, try to go all the way down, perfect. And I need to, of course, flip this and be able to align to the left. There you go. So that's name number two. We are off to a good setup. And that's it. That's our fridge magnet. Yeah. Later on, you can definitely destroy my design, replace with your own more attractive vectors. Remember, we do this with a very basic concept, but honestly, it looks pretty nice. Finally, how should we get this exported? I would say that this should actually be open on a processing. So let's go EPS again, CMYK. You can check this with your manufacturer. Let's put this on the mockup. This is actually very simple. I created a very easy mockup of a fridge door, and because I wanted this to have like a drop shadow, I created like the shadow of the magnet. So I'm going to start with a background. Actually, I'm going to go with a background image, so you can see the other option. Background images will have no change at all. It will not be a dynamic image. It will be a fixed background, just like this. So let me go with this. It has the drop shadow there, just like this. Yeah, and of course it puts the background and it puts everything that we are printing. So I can select all, and I can just make it smaller enough to fit here like this. Well, a bit more precision, something like this. Yeah, and that's our mockup, just like this. If you want to zoom in, well, you should crop out the background image. It will be the best way to go. But for now, this works out pretty nice. Let's save this. We go next, and we click Save, making sure we create the option set on the process. What will Customily learn from our template? That we have a dynamic vector that changes color. We also have an image upload and two text fields, just like that. So those are the options generated here automatically. Save. And let's check our product on the front end. What happens if we refresh this? Now Customily will load. Yeah, and we have the frame color. Yeah, Customily found all these colors, the upload image, and the two names. All right, we can rearrange this, but let's say I'm going for the light purple. Yeah, and the preview changes like this. It's just as easy. Any vector will change that fast on the front end, all the colors. Yeah, now that's a very bad idea. Let me just put back this one, and we'll go this with like this, like this. Live changing, showing you the product on a lifestyle setup and uploading the picture like we just did. And I did forget again the name of this. Thought I had this easier to access. Sorry about that. Well, we can try with any picture. It was around here. Yeah, it was called sample. Yeah, and of course, always customers are able to zoom in, resize, rearrange. Yeah, just like that at any point. Yeah, and that's our product. Yeah. Maybe as we are still sharing screen, Josefina, do we have some questions to open the Q&A?
For now, we don't have any more questions as the one that Maureen told us, but Cecilia really got through the chat. So we are really covered to move forward.
Awesome. Right. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people will start Googling how to, which one provides fridge magnets and which one cuts them out and which one has a, hopefully, I mean, this will definitely trend. I think there are interesting ideas. Entirely depends on the provider, whether they will have a picture or they will have a lot of other things. We definitely work with vectors because we wanted to, well, we actually cut out, we designed the rectangles with rounded corners, and then we cut out the part of the text that says love you. So working with vectors was faster in that sense. Remember, you can design everything on Canva and bring it into Customily. Also, if you design on Photoshop, you can also bring the layers to Customily. So whatever tool is the most comfortable for you, go ahead, use it. We integrate that easy. Yeah. And well, definitely this is a great point, a great inspiration. I'm sure more questions will pop up. So whenever you have more questions, please direct those questions to our support team at support@customily.com. Also, we have a live chat open on EST business hours. So yeah, you get a chance to chat with our agents and get stuff resolved right away. Also, if you join our communities, you will find a lot of people sharing tips, ideas, getting the latest news and updates about upcoming features. There's a lot of features on the oven right now getting cooked. So when we launch the new season of live sessions, you will get all the new features ready to go, and definitely will be on the edge of what we are throwing out on the market. We're the first one to see them in action on live sessions, test them out with real products we build live for you, and you can replicate following our videos. I want to thank Cecilia on the chat for always leaving the Q&A empty of questions. And also Josefina for always joining me as co-host and building up all the tips, all the data we shared at the beginning. That's a great. It's also great insights that you need to keep an eye on, because applying all that on your process later gives you a great advantage. Well, and thank you all for joining us today. This is a great beginning of the year. We hope to prepare more live sessions for you in the coming month, and we'll see you then. For now, best of success on Valentine's Day, and see you next time.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you for giving us such beautiful and encouraging messages through the chat. And we really hope this session and the ones that we are hosting in the future really help you to get everything ready for this type of seasons or inspiration that you need for your store.
Right, great. Thank you all, and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.